Assalamu alaikum and a very happy good afternoon to all my dear and lovely students. Here is your English teacher and I welcome you all in the summary of my Zoom online English class. In this class we learned about the story. Do you know what is a story? Now here I have a definition or about the story. Story means a series of events that happened in the past. Those events that occurred in the past, we are writing them in a story. That is a story. How the stories are made up, how the stories are built. It is made up for entertainment. Why? The reason is that it is made up for entertainment. Yes, and what is this? It is a piece of gossip that is being spread. How the stories are built, how the stories are made up. It is a piece of gossip that is being spread or retelling of something that occurred in a past. Retelling of something that occurred in a past. That is something about a story. There are different types of story, but here we have discussed only three according to your age group. The first story type is a fairy tale stories. You have watched a lot of movies on that, a cartoons on that. A fairy tale, which one are the fairy tale stories? A fairy tale is a story that is about a magic. That is about a magic, and it sometimes contains elves, fairies, witches, or even dragons. I think so you have seen such type of videos or cartoons on the television as well. The second type of story we have, that is a fable story. What is a fable story? A fable is a short story that teaches a lesson or conveys a moral, conveys a message to us. Even in this story we have animals or plants characters. Often having this story is having animals or plants characters. Sometimes even human characters we have in this story as well. And the third type of story is history related, short events that relate to history and gives a good moral. These are the types of the story. Now how you can write the story? For that we have some elements. Do you know what are the elements? Elements are the ingredients or parts of the story. When we put them together, it becomes a story. Now here story elements we have. Story elements are the pieces or ingredients that when put together, make up a narrative story. As we are telling you, the story, it is a narrative stories because we use direct indirect speech in it. Mostly we use indirect speech in our stories, and we use the past tense in our stories. Now there are different elements of story, in which the first one is character. Whenever you are writing the stories, how you will start, you will have an idea about the animals or peoples included in the story. This is the first element of the story. You must know about the animal's character or the people character in the story. The second element of the story is that about the setting. In the setting, you have when and where the story takes place. When and where the story takes place. That is the second element of the story, and these two we write in our first paragraph. In first paragraph or story, we should mention about the characters and where the story take place. Then the third element is problem. The main problem or the conflict that the characters have faced. We should write about that in our second paragraph. That is a plot of the story. We should write about this in the second paragraph. And the last one is a solution, how the problem is solved. This is the third paragraph of our story, that how the problem was solved in the story, or what was the result of that problem in the story. These four elements you must keep in your mind while writing a story. These were the elements of story. Now here we have a moral. Here we have a moral on which we will discuss different titles. We have not only a single title on this moral, there are many other titles. So what is the moral? The moral is pride hath a fall. It means garur ka sar neecha. In this story, I am going to discuss the first story, which is in which I have two characters. I have two characters. One is stag, the other is tiger. One is stag, the other is tiger. And the settings where the story took place. Yes, the story took place in the forest. I have taken a title in which I have two characters. One is stag, the other is tiger, and the story took place in the forest. What was the problem in the story? Yes, there the stag admires his antlers. He was proud of his antlers, but he did not like his legs. That was the main problem in the story. We discussed it in the second paragraph. And what was the result or the solution? What was the result of that problem? It was that his ugly legs were of great help to him at time of danger, but his beautiful antlers were the cause of his death. Now we are going to discuss our story. Here we will select a suitable title for us, and that title is, yes, The Foolish Stag. The Foolish Stag. As we discussed in our characters, we have two characters. So how we will start the story? We start the story once upon a time. We always start our story from once, because the events occurred in past, happened in past. So look at the first paragraph. Once upon a time there was a stag in a jungle. He was very thirsty. He went to a nearby stream. The water of the stream was very clear and cold. While drinking water, he saw his own reflection. He saw his own reflection. What happened then? Yes, sorry for interruption. Yes, he was very happy. He was very happy to see his beautiful antlers and very proud of them. But when he saw his lean and thin legs, lean, ugly legs, he felt very sorry for that. He hated his ugly legs. He heaved a sigh and said, "It is unfortunate to have such a beautiful antlers with so ugly legs." He cursed his legs. All of a sudden, he saw a tiger coming towards him. While he was drinking water, and he was admiring his antlers, but he did not like his legs at that time. At the moment the tiger came towards him, he ran into the jungle with a fear. He wanted to save his life at very cost. He ran very fast to the forest to save his life. Now here his ugly and thin legs were of great help to him. They carried him far away from the tiger. At the moment he reached, where he reached, yes, he reached in the dense part of the forest. There were thick bushes, and unfortunately his antlers were caught in a long bush. He tried his best to get free but could not. Meanwhile, the tiger reached there, and his beautiful antlers of which he was so proud brought about his death. The tiger fell upon him and tore him into pieces. That was the result. That was the end of the story. Now we have other story on the same title, and that is The Hare and the Tortoise. The Hare and the Tortoise, in which we have two characters. If you have remembered, we did this story so many times. I will show only the characters to you people. One is, yes, this is a hare. We have a hare, and the other character, that is a tiger. The other character, that is a tiger. And where the story took place? Yes, the story again took place here in the forest. We should write this title under the moral pride hath a fall. I have shown you a video of another title, The Oak Tree, and I will share the link of that story here later on. If the story will not be clear there, then you will see this story again on the link. Now till that, Allah Hafiz, we will meet inshallah on next Thursday.